Hey, Bob Anderson here, and got some exciting stuff here, so let's dive right into it. No fluff, no hype, let's get right into it. So to recap, if you either heard from someone else or were at a prior website to this, you may or may not know what the product yet is. I'm going to get into that, but first let's talk from a business standpoint and refresh your memory what's going on here. $100 billion and growing fast industry, a product that millions of people are forced to buy no matter what the economy's doing. They have to buy this product or a product like it. And if you're in business right now or looking at business, that is any type of what I call a luxury item in today's economy. And what I mean by that is just simply something that people have to spend extra on every month that is not essential to them. So in other words, they have to increase their budget by $50, $100 if they're buying nutrition or anything like that. If you're in that type of business or looking at that, it's an uphill battle in today's economy because number one, they have a lot of choices in that industry, which we're going to get into, but number two is a lot of people just can't afford to spend the extra money. So we're talking about something essential that people are forced to buy already, and there's nothing like this product out there as far as the improvements. So let's get right into it. What we are talking about is an industry that this company, the product that people are forced to buy, this company improved upon it by 1,000%, which I'll get you into in a minute. And to prove that, they just did, in the last 11 months, they just did $400 million worth in other countries, and they're getting ready to open North America here. So you got the excitement and momentum of a new company, a new technology coming to market, but without the risk of it being a startup company. Okay, as we know, 80% of those companies go under. So let's get right into what it is. If you haven't heard yet, it is female sanitary napkins. Okay, if you haven't heard that yet, it'll get a chuckle, which it did from me. It does from about everybody I mention it to. But as soon as you put your business hat on, it'll start to all make sense, and your eyes will open up, and you'll see that this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You're at the right place at the right time. Let's talk numbers here from a business standpoint. We mentioned the nutritional industry, around a $50 billion industry, but let's look at how many players are in the nutritional industry. There's tens of thousands of nutritional companies out there, all vying for that market share. And yes, there are people who make millions of dollars in the nutritional world. I did for years and still do. But compared to this is nothing, and there's no resistance here. And what do I mean by that? Let's look at the sanitary napkin industry just by itself. They say by 2010, in around 2010, $150 billion industry. So we're talking 3 times as big as the nutritional industry. But now here's the significance. Look at the players. Go to how many players are in the sanitary napkin industry? Go to the supermarket and count. There's just a handful of players in the of manufacturers of sanitary napkins. Now to bring this home a little bigger, one of the biggest manufacturers of this had a 30% market share that took them decades to get to in Hong Kong. And in 2 years, this product coming out, that company went down to a 12% market share. And this company in 2 years went from 0 to a 15% market share in the sanitary napkin business in just 2 years. Folks, this is why this is exciting. This is why this is once in a lifetime. But now let's take it a step further. Coming soon, the $1 trillion disposable diaper industry. This same technology, and even more so technology than what you're going to see in the demos, is coming out in disposable baby diapers. No more wet diaper inside, diaper rash. I'm going to talk about the technology here in a second. And then coming in the future, let's look at senior diapers, another multi-billion dollar industry, and some other products with this. But the 1,000% increase that I told you about, let's talk about that just for a second. You'll see it more in the demo. But super thin, women, they're sold as soon as they pull one out and take it out. They're just going, I'm sold. Pour water in it, you can't even get the napkin wet. All the other brands, you barely touch on it and they're soaking wet. It's no wonder that so many tampon users that they don't want to sit on these wet napkins. And that problem is solved. You'll see in the demo below. The other big thing here is the wellness factor. And I love this part of it because it's got so many benefits to people. That is a negative ion strip within the each napkin. Now, negative ions, you might have heard the term, they're in our air, they're called the vitamins of the air. If you go into a heavily forested area, heavy forest, you're inundated with negative ions. It's very clean, ozone, cleans the air, kills bacteria, dust, all this kind of stuff. But when in a concentrated form, like it is in these patented negative ion strips that they put in here, what it does for the body is, number one, kills bacteria and odor. Very important. 80% of the women, they say, have bacterial issues down in that area. So that's why so many awesome testimonies are coming out. Improve immune system, regulate hormones, regulate blood pressure, the list goes on and on. And I can tell you the stories coming back to me from women who try this are phenomenal. I mean, things like, I won't wear tampons anymore, because again, the alternative to them before this time was not a good one. And now they can't feel, I don't feel like I have it on, I'm using less because I can wear it longer, and blah, the stories go on and on. So to recap, $150 billion industry, soon $1 trillion industry coming up, but I can tell you from a business standpoint, no resistance. 90% of the people I talk to are in and involved. I've never had that before in any other business, because there's no alternative and they all know it's a huge industry. So I'm going to stop rambling. Get down and watch the go down and watch the video on the demonstration, so you can see the moisture and that type of thing. It's much more powerful in person when you can actually feel and touch and be there and that type of thing, but you'll get the gist of the power of this and why it's selling so much. So we'll see you on another video. Talk to you soon.